This is our just restored 1948 Gaggia Gilda espresso machine, and some of you might know that this was the first home espresso machine that was marketed. It was quite a thing of beauty when you think of when it was made and how old it is. As you can see, it's quite simple. Let's start back here. There are 3 bolts that attach the boiler and the group mechanism to the base that are hidden in these polished aluminum columns. Simple on-off switch that has a safety cup around it to prevent accidentally turning it on. Classic blue Gaggia badge, which, by the way, 1848 to 1948, indicating a very, very stable company that put this out. 100 years of service. Here we are. This is the working mechanism of the machine. This is a pressure valve which has a counterweight inside of it. When pressure builds up to 100 degrees centigrade, basically, when the temperature rises, the pressure builds, produces steam through the wand, through the tube. The original first generation of these machines had a straight tube that fed down into the drip tray. They added a swivel, so initially it would drip into the tray, and then you move the swivel out of the way so it's more convenient to use the portafilter and pull the shot. The way the control functions on the machine is on the top in the water fill port. This is a great thing that there's a thermometer with a probe. It reads in centigrade, marked Gaggia. It's very accurate even after all these years. And that screws in. I'll go ahead and turn the machine on so we can get an idea of the function. This is a 110 volt machine, which makes it very rare. It heats up quite quickly. Right now the thermometer is reading 50 degrees. I had it running just a little while ago. As it warms up, you just think of the challenges that were involved in making such a machine in 1948. There are a lot of casting here. The boiler is made in 2 pieces. There's a top cast piece, a center sleeve, and the bottom piece is cast in 1 piece. The decoration here is quite interesting. The twined knot of Gaggia Gilda, that this solves the problem of putting out a high shine surface, which would of course get scratched and marked. So this really decoratively breaks up the look of the machine. Temperature's rising up to about 60 now. But to me, one of the interesting things is to contemplate the challenges to bring a machine to market. And in this particular case, they used a lot of different seals. Every one of these spots has a seal. There's a rod seal in here. This is the piston rod. The linkages involved to make the piston work properly and maintain a straight orientation has 3 linkages through here onto the lever arm. The steam mechanism, the overpressure steam mechanism, is somewhat fragile with this tube out here, and it once again was a problem that was solved in a particular manner. Every one of the aspects of this machine really does point to an engineering problem that Gaggia solved in a manner which was directly associated with his commercial machine that he had made around this same time. As the temperature rises, up to 90. If you can get a look at the top here, as this is coming up, is that it will start to bleed off steam. The red line is, of course, the ideal temperature that had been discovered by Gaggia. At this point, we're starting to see a little bit of steam come out of the side, a few drips of water, until we're up to the full working temperature. You can hear it rumble just a little bit. Very powerful element in this. And there's our indication over on the dribbler. There we go. We're up to full pressure at this point, so I turn the machine off. It will slowly coast down to the red line, to the ideal temperature line. It stays good and hot for quite a long time. The portafilter is quite heavy. It's cast, but it's also machined in the center. And this has the smallest basket in the industry. This is smaller than a Caravelle basket. I've measured about 42 and a half. I've pre-prepared the portafilter. So we'll just go ahead. This particular model locks hard to the left. Okay. I'll go ahead here and turn it sideways so you can see the action. We go under here. The piston is quite long. There are some holes in the side of the cylinder inside the boiler. I have now, the water has entered the boiler. I heard it pop in. And so we come through, apply force, quite a bit of force actually. It's very stable. And I think I may have ground a little fine, but the Italian housewives in 1948 were nothing to contend with, so we'll go ahead and stop there and enjoy a short ristretto from the 1948 Gaggia Gilda. That was good.